Topic 6-6, graphing lines in y equals mx plus b form. This should be a bit of a review from your algebra. And you're plotting a point A on number 1, which is -3, 1, which would be here. And then you're making a slope movement of 3. So from the point -3, 1, you would walk up 3 over 1. To make a good line, you probably want to make that step twice, up 3 over 1. From that point A, you can also walk down a -3 and over a -1, which would be the same as +3 over 1. And then connect your lines. So again, think about slope as your rise over your run, and when it's given in not a fraction form, you would think of that as 3 over 1. Alright, look at number 2. You've got 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 2. There's your point B. From that point, you have a negative, and you want to make sure you assign this to either the down movement or the over movement. And I always use it for the top number. So you'll go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over a +3, 1, 2, 3. Make that movement again, although it would go off the page here. So going up a +4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then a negative movement of 1, 2, 3. You'll notice get you in that same movement and in the same place in order to connect your 3 dots. Okay, point C, -3, -5. Right there would be point C. The slope movement is, again, when there's not a fraction rise over run, you can make sure you know that that means making a movement of -4, 2, 3, 4, and then over a +1. It also can be read as +4, -1. So from point C, as long as you have 3 points, you can get a pretty good line. Okay, and one more. +2, -4. Be point D. And this one's a positive slope, so you're moving up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. That's actually the same movement as going down a -1 over a -3. You're still in that same mode. Notice I'm putting at least 3 points to make a nice graph line. Okay, pause it if you need to and study how to plot a point and also graph a slope. And then we'll move on to 4 more examples. The graph of this equation, y equals mx plus b, is a line whose slope is m and whose y-intercept is b. Think of the m as the movement. Notice here, if you need to make note, this is the movement. The rise over run. Your up or down movement, then your left or right movement. So when they're asking for the B, think about this as the starting point. You're starting on your y-axis. So when it says whose y-intercept is B, the B is this y-intercept on every one of these. Notice our graphs do not show the y-axis or the x-axis, but on there you can actually denote those. Okay, so all of these 5, 6, 7, and 8 are written in y-intercept form of the equation. It's already given to you. If it's in this form of the equation, you didn't have to change it to this form. As long as you've got y equals, your b will always be the last constant. So your b is your 4 here, where your slope is 2. So let's just write it as 2 over 1. Anytime it's a whole number, it's understood to be over 1. So when you say you're starting on your b, you're starting on the y-intercept of 4, moving up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Again, 3 points will be good to draw a nice line. Go ahead and make your lines cover the whole graph. Alright, so here make sure you assign this negative to either the top numerator or the denominator when making the movement. This is your b, negative 3. Your movement, your slope, is a negative 3 over 2. So starting at negative 3 on my y-intercept, the negative 3, not this negative 3, it's this negative 3. You will make the movement of a negative 3 over a positive 2. Again, you can think of it as going a positive 3 over a negative 2. Two more examples. Looking at number 7. Notice how different this one looks than the previous two. It's y equals mx plus b, but there was no b. So you can use it as a placeholder of a 0. Your slope, again, the negative 4 over 1 gives us the rise and the run movement. But with b being 0, you're starting at your origin. This is called the origin. It's also the point 0, 0. From that point, you're moving down a negative 4 and then over a positive 1. A common mistake here is that students walk down negative 4 when they see this negative 4 and then they stop. But it's always over at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. Again, 3 points, and draw your line. Okay, last example. Y equals 5/3 x minus 4. The negative 4 becomes your y-intercept. 5/3 is your slope, starting at a negative 4. Make sure that's right. 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2. These are. I was wrong. Sorry about that. These boxes are quite small. This is negative 4. From that, you walk up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over a positive 3. From the point that you just made, do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 3. And that was the last of making graphs out of equations that are in y-intercept form, knowing where to start and what the movement is.